The middle-aged candy store. The middle-aged candy store. Have a good time, try lemon and lime at the middle-aged candy store. The candy is sweet, it's true, though it may seem bitter to you. Wave back at the years, the trials and the tears, the cigarettes and beers, the faces you love, the things you're sorry for. Come in for a spell, there's caramel at the middle-aged candy store.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the store, the Middle-Aged Candy Store. Our little outfit here serves you metaphorical bonbons in the form of comedic and surreal stories, oddities, and, well, various aberrations that will keep you from facing the naked intolerability of life. My name is Karen, and I am the manager. I have been here for years now, with only a short break last year when I had to spend my time beating a trumped-up charge of selling sugar to clowns and tax evasion. This year, I'm back and really looking forward to more of the same old, Greek gods and goddesses, dumb supermodels, and horny centaurs, a talking pack of gum whom I hate to death, and all of it sitting on millions of ants eating away at all of it, so that we could lose everything at any moment. Sheesh, talk about metaphors. And this season, I'll be dropping some advice on how you could run your own middle-aged candy store, if you wanted to. It's not as easy or as hard as it looks, but if you put your heart into it, you can make it good enough. I promise.
Karen, a bunch of ants fell in the toffee.
I really should tend to that. Meanwhile, you should munch on this fun little segment.
It's candy time.
The Bunkford Report. Sammy the Snail.
The Bunkford Report.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Bunkford, and I am the eponymous sentient monkey, I suppose. Perhaps best previously known as Bunky the Monkey from the cartoon Bunky the Monkey in Outer Space, copyright Spectrumopolis Media, of course. And I'm happy to announce that after years of therapy, even more years of precedent-setting litigation, on an animal rights defense, of course. Well, anyway, I have now won the right to my name and most recently the right to own things. Anyway, I think the government changed their mind when they realized that I would have to pay taxes, of course. And with that, Patreon will be returning a lump of my earnings minus a cut for the IRS. And, well, here I am with a viable podcast for the first time. Of course, there's a human trustee involved who pays my condo fees and the banana bills, but still, progress. And it feels good, frankly. I'm now not just a talking monkey, but a talking monkey with a future and a podcast. So let's get to today's guest. In the pantheon of children's shows, there are few mollusks that can boast of the pure star appeal of my first guest. Sammy the Snail has been described as the thinking man's gastropod, and as far as I know, the only soft-boiled creature that appears to have cheekbones. I mean, just stunning. He just stares right through you, and has a presence as few children's characters do. So welcome, Sammy the Snail.
Wow. Well, thank you, Bunkford, for your very kind introduction. And congratulations on your legal victory. I had no idea that we animals couldn't own things.
I know, right? It sounds ridiculous. I even had an LA judge tell me that I couldn't legally buy and eat a banana. I mean, seriously. I felt like saying, I don't come to where you work and slap the bananas out of your mouth.
Amazing. Well, we haven't worked together, but we have studied, and I have admired your work on screen. And really, the entire animal acting world has really come together with news of your podcast here. And
oh, well, thanks. Thanks
it's
for
just something we have needed for a long time.
Well, I think so, yes.
And I really hope this show gives a voice to our point of view.
I do as well. So, Sammy.
Yes?
We've been hearing for a long time the exciting news that your children's show character is getting the big screen treatment soon.
That is correct.
And now we apparently have a release date.
This Christmas or maybe next summer.
And it will be a continuation of your much beloved children's character. Is that correct?
Well, I would say a reimagining.
Right.
A correction, if you will, as to what the Sammy the Snail character truly represents.
Now, you and I go back a long time. You used to teach movement.
That's right.
At Theatrical Animals, where I studied.
Yes.
And you arrived there from the wetlands with just the shell on your back.
Yes.
And immediately made an impact on the scene. You even wrote a book, The Art of Stillness. And from there, from the sopping bog where you were discovered to the academic career you developed to into a massively successful career as a children's snail.
And still someone with a soul that longs for quiet and inner peace, Bunkford. That's important.
Well, okay. That's interesting, though, because most of what makes the TV show work is just the wonderful mayhem and chaos that happens around you.
Well, yes, but that's not... We're seeing now that people are curious as to what the story behind chaos and madness, and the story is, again, stillness and quiet. What is happening inside Sammy's head?
Okay. But the show just has this craziness.
Never mind about the show. Think about what happens before the scene. Or maybe, inside the head of a snail. I've spent a lot of time just sitting and thinking about what Sammy the Snail, my character, is going through. What is my center? What is my inner music?
Well, okay. And so, I always have respect to artists who want to do something different. But Sammy's bonking hour is just so fun. Bonk, bonk.
Sure, but it's
bonk.
It's not real.
Yeah,
it's not based
nuttiness.
in joy and tears. It's just noise.
Yeah,
and,
bonk, bonk, bonk.
And it's not real, Bunkford.
Okay. Well, maybe let's just play a clip for context. This is Sammy the Snail from the Sammy the Snail show. But okay, that's the guy. That's your character. And right. So now the film version is going to bring him to the Cineplex, right?
Okay. So that's...
Sammy?
What are you doing? Why are you...
What?
Do you think you're a human person?
What do you mean?
I'm serious here.
Well, no, I'm a chimp.
Well, okay, but you're wearing a suit. You think you're Steve Allen?
No.
You think you're a human? I mean, you're wearing a suit, right? Sitting at a desk? Are you looking for success as a human? Because I'm telling you, you will never be a human.
Look, you're known as Sammy the Snail because
I came on here because Mother Ducker said you were doing something here.
Yeah.
Something for the
Yeah, the movie.
animals. Something for us.
Yes,
I
the
made a
movie.
movie based on my character because I wanted to show a new side, to turn on what happens to snails on my show.
Okay.
And
Look,
you're
hey,
sitting here like Jimmy and Johnny and all the little people, the yammering.
Let's just talk about it. I mean, it's definitely a more serious movie you're talking about. That's fine. If I understand it, it focuses on the snail character, right? And it's called The Bonkening.
Thank you. Yes,
Right.
the bonkening.
The Bonkening.
Maybe just play the play the movie clip.
Okay. Well, here's The Bonkening.
Bonk. 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 Bonk.
Well, you sure looked sad in that clip.
Okay, then. Anything else?
Well, yeah. Well, if you must know, I really don't think anyone is going to pay to see this. A 90-minute film of a sad snail? There isn't even any motion.
I choreographed a series of 96 precise movements, storyboarded and shot painstakingly over 16 hours from 14 cameras.
Well, what movement? You're a snail. You should have shot this on 8x10 still photos and saved yourself some money, in my opinion.
I don't know what That's it.
Now, what are you doing? Are you leaving?
No, I am storming out.
Okay, so since we're dealing with the snail, this took some time. Here's 45 minutes later with Sammy still storming out. Are you leaving? I can't tell from over here.
Storming. Oh, hang on, I'm at the door.
Do you want me to get the door for you?
No, Bunky. That's kind, but I think I can make it under it.
I think he may have even forgotten why he was angry by this point. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Bye.
The Bunkford Report.
It's over here. Looks like several thousand ants fell in here. Yeah, pretty gross, huh?
Well, I'm not completely sure about that.
What? There's vermin in the candy. How is that in any way the opposite of what it is, i.e., revolting?
Well,
I'm waiting.
you know, environmental activists say that insects offer a good source of protein. And you can get used to the taste, Medusa.
Ew.
I mean, it might complement the flavor of the toffee. What flavor is this batch?
Pink Bubblegum.
Okay, well, we'll mark it down then. 20%.
Sure thing, boss. I expect that our stock will just fly off the shelves at that price.
That's it. Stay positive, Medusa. We can't let the ants win. And now let's listen to this sweet, delicious piece of comedic surrealism.
I like candy. On a distant shore, a crab tail.
shore he waits for his lover. One day she will return, and they will walk claw in claw along the diamond sand. One day she will return from the stars and say, of all the treasures I have seen, of all the beauty I have touched, you are by far the most beautiful and most precious. The diamond sand is cold beneath his claws. Night is coming, and with it, the usual foes, the predator, the careless dread, the never-ending cold. And yet he waits and watches as the stars appear one by one. One by one, the stars appear in the sky, lit by a rainbow of small moons. And he watches each with an attentive hunger. She is there on one of those tiny points of light, so far, so alone, and yet so near, he can almost hear the click of her claws. In his heart, he knows that she will never return. In the vast nothingness of the sky, she will roam forever, but for tonight, on this distant shore, the crab waits. He waits, cold and alone, and watches the sky. He watches the sky, and each star seems to say, I am coming home.
Thank you for listening to The Middle-Aged Candy Store, produced by The Gathering. Podcasts appear every first and third Tuesday of the month. The Bunkford Report, Sammy the Snail, was written by Donnie Febbleston, performed by Donnie Febbleston and Megan Liley, and produced by Donnie Febbleston. On a Distant Shore, A Crab Tale was written by Kristin Mueller-Heaslip, performed by Donnie Febbleston, and produced by Kristin Mueller-Heaslip with incidental music by Kristin Mueller-Heaslip. Intro and interstitial segments were written by The Gathering and performed by Karen Loomer and Kristin Mueller-Heaslip. Theme music by Donnie Febbleston and performed by Donnie and Linda Febbleston. All sound effects are licensed under Creative Commons 0. Full credits available in the episode notes. Sound design by Megan Liley.
Come in for a spell, there's Karen.